Today we'll be doing Talbot shaving, Cole's Pond. If you've been paying attention lately over the past few months, Talbot shaving made the move from Etsy, because Etsy has all kinds of problems when you're trying to do big releases where people are flooding your page, and they were raising their rates. So the artisan behind Talbot shaving decided to go to West Coast shaving, and he now releases exclusively through there. And the benefit is that you get splashes now. I didn't get the splash with this, but those are still, I think those are still a few available if you want to experience that scent, because these all sold out. And I've only seen maybe one on the buy sell trades pages for resale. So you might want to cast out a line or two on Facebook and Reddit on the various selling pages to see if there's any available, or if anybody wants to get rid of theirs. You just gotta have the right item to trade. But I'll just show a comparison here. This is the second release by Talbot through West Coast shaving. The first was Double Trouble, which I didn't review this one. It was kind of on my hiatus. As you can see, the jars are much different. This is, I think it's about the same width-wise, but it's a lower profile, and it makes sense because this is pretty deep. I'll show you. It's 3 ounces of soap, so it's fairly deep in there, versus this is a little more shallow. And it just makes more sense, just less space taken up for your den. And a lot of us have a lot of soaps, and it takes up a lot of space. So I like that idea. I like these new jars. But for the uninitiated, if you've not been paying attention, you've never heard of Talbot in your life. Talbot is a hobbyist artisan. He does these. This is not his full-time gig. He has his other life, But he does a few of these a year, like about every 2 months or so. And a lot of times he collaborates with his friends or other people to come up with these scents. Sometimes he just comes up with them on his own. And this was inspired by a childhood pond that he and his siblings played around. And it's supposed to be mimicking like a frozen pond in its environment, like the fir and pine trees around it. So we'll get into the scent later. But yeah, so keep an eye out for further releases. And as always, if you've seen previous releases, they have this little tagline called Explore. They support the Trust for Public Land, so that every sale donates $1 towards the Trust for Public Land. I think West Coast Shaving also matches it. So I'm not too sure about that. I'll put an edit in the video to confirm that or not. But yeah, so let's get the shave going. We'll talk about the scent. So the scent notes are listed as pine, fir, camphor, eucalyptus, amber, and cedar wood. And as I said earlier, it's meant to mimic the artisan's experience playing around a pond as a kid. It's a frozen pond, it's in the wintertime, and it's supposed to mimic that pond in the surrounding environment. And to echo a friend's sentiments on this scent, he said it was a polite pine scent, something that was unoffensive, and I agree with that. I don't detect the pine as much. It's there, but I get more of the fir tree over the pine. The camphor and the eucalyptus are well blended in there, and they come through. I think the amber note kind of rounds out and softens those very green edges and gives it that kind of aquatic feel. I don't detect the cedar wood at all. A scent that I used recently that's very similar to this is Appalachian Forest by Solitsky Soaps, and I actually made a video for it. You can go, I think I made a video. No, I don't think I did. I think I made a video of, gosh, what was it called? Tunisian Dream? Or Midnight Tunisia? I may not have done one for Appalachian Forest, but it's very similar to this one, and I would put it in another scent. It's similar also to Boreal. Boreal is a lot more in your face, and it's got wintergreen in it. I think this scent is in between that one and Appalachian Forest, but more of a slant towards Appalachian Forest. If it gives you any idea of what you might like, if you would like to try this scent out, if you've tried those. I think if you like either of those, you'll like this one. All right. Now, since I've done other Talbot videos, I don't think there's any need to do the first pass and then talk about the results. I tend to do that with soaps I've never used before or bases I've never experienced, just to give you an idea. I get a full pass underway, and then I can give you my thoughts as I'm processing them. But with Talbot, if you've watched my reviews or anybody else's, then you know I think very highly of it. This is, once again, in their version 2. It features some interesting, it's a tallow soap, and it features some interesting ingredients, including marshmallow root. And it's got this silky feeling that's due to the tussa silk in there. So it's got some very good ingredients, high quality. But really the star is the slickness. Slickness and residual slickness are elite. And post shave is also up there. Even with all the other soap bases that have come out recently. This is a good, just yogurty consistency. Very good sheen. It likes water. So be sure to, I start with a wetter brush when I load. A lot of other soaps I go with a damp brush, but I'd only halfway wring it out. And I think it really helps the lathering process. I didn't have to add nearly as much water as I normally do this time since I started with a damp brush. I've seen some reviews from some folks that kind of gave it just middling scores, like a 90 or so, and said it's overrated, and said that it wasn't nearly as slick as they thought it should be. And I think that's a bunch of bull hockey. If that's your takeaway, then you didn't use enough water. You didn't use enough water. Always use water with Talbot if you want to get a proper judgment on how this stuff can perform, because it's up there with the best. All right, we're back. Great shave, great post shave feel. I actually got a neck shave too. I got a haircut about a week ago, so want to keep that trimmed up. But here's the leftover pull out lather. Let's adjust the, here we go. See that? This is properly hydrated. Very peaky, very silky feeling, glistening. Very much a Greek yogurt type consistency. So that tussa soap really gives it that awesome feeling. Very staple piece. I love this soap base. Like I said before, top 5. I urge you, if you've never tried it but want to, just be vigilant. There'll be another one, I think, released in a couple of months. Just keep an eye out. And also look out on the buy-sell trades. There's always somebody. And if you've got something good that you don't really want and you'd rather try some Talbot, throw it out there and say, if you got a limited item, there's people who want to try those too, so you can help each other out. Check them out. Keep be on the lookout for them in the future. And if you like the video, please thumbs up it. And comment below if you have anything to say about Talbot or this scent in general, or any questions for me. And as always, I'll see you next time.